my God, this year's going by way too fast, and it's kind of freaking me out because I'm like, oh, great. Yeah, you turned 30, but now you're going to be turning 31 soon. And even just looking through the next 6 months of my plans for the year, it feels like there's just never enough time. But at the same time, I am very glad we are moving to a new book because the first 6 months of my 30th year being on this earth has been a bit of a stressful one, I would have to say, unfortunately. But, you know, new book, new starts. With this one, I am very excited to crack into this book because, as you can see, this book is absolutely gorgeous. These boxes are so snug. It's hard to do this aesthetically. Oh my God, this thing is gorgeous. Just look at that detail. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that shine. So beautiful. Should have turned down my blinds though. I really wanted to get the matching set when this line came out, but unfortunately when I did buy it, they ran out of the matching books in the line. There was like 2 more, but that's why I ended up going with the dark blue whale version that they released many years ago, because it still technically goes like together with my theme, but this was the book that I was really itching to crack into. Being able to finally get into this was awesome. And I mean, as you can see, my nails match the theme as well. I was very, very happy to get these, but sadly, they completely fell off about a week after I finished recording this video. So now I got some new ones, but you'll see those in a later setup. But cracking open for my cover page, I decided to continue with like the full double page one because usually when you open these books, it's always that first page that just folds kind of difficult. So it's easier just to glue it down, and I still wanted to do a big spread, but not make it too super complicated. I really just looked at the one from the first half of the year and kind of replicated it, but in much lighter blues because I did want to keep the theme super cohesive throughout, but still look really different. Otherwise, you know, that'd be a pretty boring video. So I collected all of these very light colored papers and washi tape from Japan and got this lovely stuff from Notebook Therapy. Practically everything that I'm using is from Notebook Therapy or Japan's Loft stationery store, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the Loft haul, click up there. Lots of beautiful things from there. But this tape that I used, you'll be able to see it fully laid out, but these are the few that I've cut from it so far to use for the cover page. I just love how it just molds right into the paper. Like the sticky stuff that they used, it's not like a typical washi tape kind of sticky or like a real tape. It was actually quite easy to peel off, at least more so when I have my shorter versions of my nails, because those nails, I loved them, but man, they were a little too long to function. Like I was even struggling to type at work, let alone on my keyboard that has like lifted keys. By the time I was ready to like change the nails, I definitely need them a lot shorter. But yeah, I just love how like airy and simple it looks. It still really works with the cloud and ocean theme I was going for, and just sketched in May, September, so we know exactly what months it is, and that was it. So now we are moving on to the future log. This, again, I stuck with basically the same layout as I did last time, but with the lighter blues. I don't really know much else to say. I find that when I did the future log this way, where it's more like vertical stacks compared to like the horizontal, I just feel like it looks better. So I stuck with keeping my Meraki memory trackers for my monthly stats, because as much as I do like this channel, it is my second / hobby channel, not like the one I'm trying to like really pump out. But anyway, for the bottom of it, because it was still quite plain, I used the same washi tape that I used in the last spread. I was going to use a different tape that will show later in the video from that same like theme line from Notebook Therapy of the, you know, the water life things I just used on the cover page. It was a little bit too wide and I didn't have enough room to use it. So I was like, you know what, I can just use the same washi tape as before. It'll still look nice and arguably better with the tones of papers that I got to use for this book. And of course we have to bring in these cute little seals again. There was only a few more left, so I figured why not just use them up for this setup since I did get to use them last time. For more stickers, because I am a little bit too extra, Notebook Therapy still had their sticker line that went with the book release, and I forget exactly what it's called, Cloud Dreamland or something like that, which is just my main channel's aesthetic, like in a nutshell, even like my desk setup and everything. So I was just super excited to have these stickers. And honestly, if I didn't buy these, this setup would not have been nearly as good. Like, they really helped make things pop and be airy. These kind of like washi tape stickers with slight see-throughness, I really love how they look. Definitely didn't waste my money there. But by the time I was done this, I still have way too many. But anyway, so back to my index page. This is where I kind of realized I might have screwed up a little bit, because I was trying to do the same look as I did in the original book. Again, cohesion. We like cohesion. But I accidentally grabbed the wrong shade of blue. This is why I really say, like, you gotta test your colors before you use them. Don't just go off of sheer memory, because sometimes even, like, you pick one and it's not the same shade as...
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Yeah. Royally effed up. So, continue using blue by accident. I went into a little bit of a spacey mindset, and I was supposed to use the gray to make it look more airy, but with the wrong shade of blue, it didn't exactly turn out as I wanted it to. But that's fine. We moved on to the Let's Adult page. So I need a little bit of a catch-all space to pile in things I needed to buy and miscellaneous things that I needed to do. True adulting things, like I need to change the oil in my car. I need to, buy a new fender and get that off my car. That didn't quite make sense. Just adulting things that aren't fun, but you still need a catch-all space to remember them because they are important. Yeah, long-winded way, I need this book to help me do anything even remotely responsibly, so... Yeah, so decorated that up with a bit more pinks instead of just blues, because I thought with this one sticker sheet from the Dreamland Cloudline, whatever, it had more pinky hues in it, so I thought throwing in some Sunsets pinks would make it look different but still works. So moving on to our mid-year reflect and refresh page. I can't remember what year I started doing these ones from, but it really helps like center me back to be like, hey, like refocus, because typically I tend to fall off of things after a few months. But on the edges of this, I originally wanted to use the same paper that I used on the cover page, but when I thought more about it, I realized, this is the perfect spot to have one of the new tapes and just slice it down the middle. And with the iridescence of it and the see-throughness, it added that extra pop without it making it look too busy, because when I fill out these bubbles, at least like my last book is a testament to this. By the time you finish filling it out, it looks really, really busy, so you need to keep the spread as simple as possible, especially if you're someone like me, who, as soon as you start writing, it's a total brain dump, like I can't stop. And that's actually one thing that I struggle with journaling, because I want to get back into it, but feel like I only have time to do like maybe a page or two, but usually when I get started writing, I can't stop. And it actually wakes me up and stuff. So another reason I can't do journaling before bed. But that is a tangent that you probably don't care about. But back to the designs of the stickers. I grabbed another sheet and used that to just decorate it up a little bit. Not much else I can say around that, I guess, but I loved all the sticker sheets from this line. It's just so pretty. It really helped make this spread come together. And up here, I filled it in with light blue and still made it look kind of cloud-like, because I wanted to put in like journaling prompt questions. But even like as of recording this right now on June 10th, I haven't come up with prompt questions that are different from the last time. So at the end of this spread, you won't see any more questions, but like when I do my final flip through, you'll see them there. So if you have any good ones, leave them down below, because I'm kind of stuck, honestly. But moving on to the half-year reset. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen the YouTuber Struthless. He is a Australian YouTuber who prioritizes self-improvement, but in like a fun, creative way. He actually came up with this half-year reset. So I basically took his Google Doc that he gave on his video and put it into my book so I could fill it out. And as of recording this, still haven't filled it out. But that's okay. We're gonna do that either today at work or tomorrow at work. I can get quite bored at my job because it's really just sitting at a desk. So kept it super, super simple and added this beautiful another strip of washi tape that I said you'd see. And it's just the most beautiful waves with glitter and just, cost me an arm and a leg to ship over here though, but I will leave the link to buy all of it in the description below. Notebook Therapy makes beautiful stuff, and I really, really wish that they would sponsor me, but that hasn't quite happened yet. And to wrap up the design, I just add a little bit of my blue distressed ink. Just adds a little bit of extra finality to a look. The rest of these journal prompt questions just use the same design as I did with my reflect and refresh, so there's no point in me showing you how I did it because it's pretty self-explanatory. But as you can see, it's a lot of pages, it's a lot of steps, so it's something that you really have to like sit down and think about. But I have a feeling that I'll get the same result that he did when he like re-looked at his own work about a year later. So yeah, I would really suggest doing it. Just from watching his realization on camera, I'm like, I know it's gonna work for me. I just gotta sit down and make the time to actually do it. But anyway, the link to his video is up in the description, and he did link his doc. It's still available, even though the video is, I think, 2 years old now. So yeah, by the end of this year, I'll let you know if it worked out, because yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited to. Setting goals that I learned specifically from Atomic Habits first, but it just kind of got reiterated from his videos. Like, dream big, think ideal scenario, focus on things you can control, and pair them with compelling reason as to why you want them in your life. And when he first said this on the video, I was like, wow, okay, that's gonna really make me examine myself. I'm kind of like a little nervous to do this, but I think that's why his methods so far have really worked for me, because it's just like really makes you like think and like lay out exactly what you're gonna do, like a concrete plan, because I am not the type of person that can just like blow in the wind and get stuff done without any kind of like structure. But at the same time, if I do too structured, then I start to fall apart a little bit and then get burnt out. It's exactly what he describes happens to him, so we'll see if this works. God, did I miss a section? Oh no! Okay. We'll talk about it right now, because it's just a quote and another list page. But things to check out. I wanted to bring that one back in because I didn't get to finish a lot of them from earlier 6 months ago and the last year. So I thought, you know what? I have one extra page. I wanted to throw in a quote page because the end of April was quite rough at work. I can only go into so much detail because, again, you have to remain professional, but thankfully that person is gone. That's all I'm gonna say. Things can only move up from here, and I still really like my job. I just have to keep reminding myself that when I'm feeling sad and that I just need to like pick myself up, breathe, clean my spaces, work on my book, and just start from scratch. You know, sometimes that really helps. I'm kind of going on a tangent without going into detail. This is really hard, but we're gonna move on. After that page was done, we have our very last spread. Oh, I almost moved my flower. Whoops. We have our very last spread, the highlight reel. Truth be told, I didn't really love how the one from last book turned out. I did my best, but you know, when you only have so many dark shades of blue in your arsenal, like you couldn't really do too much. But with this highlight reel, I wanted to reuse the waves design and put it on first so I wouldn't like mess up where the photos are gonna go. And I actually had a Polaroid right away, so I didn't have to like guesstimate how wide it was gonna be. All I did was just grab some extra like little designs from the other second of washi tape, stick them around, and not like super duper accurately measure how big a Polaroid would be, but basically like just dotted the corners so you get it approximate and like kind of angle it a little bit so it has like, I don't know, just a little bit of a flowy feel. Go with the flow, we're going with the flow. But yeah, I'm excited to fill those in. I think it's gonna look really, really good when it's done. And that flip through, yeah, I'm quite happy with most of my spreads that I've been doing, so. And before we get to our very final flip through, let's just take a moment to appreciate the artistry of my nails. They were hand-drawn, guys. Like, hand-painted everything. Like, no regrets. But anyway, to the final flip through. I love how this turned out. It is my favorite setup to date. I'm just in love with these blues. It's just my two favorite things combined, and I am so very pleased with this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next Scrappy Wednesday, and who knows when that's gonna be, because I don't even know if I'm gonna have time for July's setup, or if it's just gonna have to skip to August, but we'll see, and I will see you later. Bye!